All right. Welcome everybody. Good evening to you once again. My name is Louis White. You're welcome to today's webinar series. This is built for informal sector hackathon. The topic is bootstrapping bootstrapping hackathon project by Techrity. Now, once again, the registration is still open for teams that wants to join the Slack channel. Also, see the chat to get the link to join the Slack channel. Now, Techrity is a non-profit social enterprise who helps kickstart beginners in tech careers by providing vital resources like data, laptops, and mentorship support for their journey to be a success. Techrity mentorship program connects people who have specific skills such as coding, product management, project management, writings, etc., and also knowledge in terms of mentors with individuals who may need the same skills to develop their skill set. The Build for Social Good Hackathon identifies specific challenges for teams to build and provide solutions for social good problems. Participants also get access to mentors to support them, direct them during the hackathon phase. We are all about engineering a community of givers for technology across Africa and beyond. Also, you can find out more on our website, techrity.org. And you can also send us a message via our mail, hello@techrity.org. Our social media channels at techrity.org in all platforms on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, and also on LinkedIn. Now, the links will be dropped in the chat box, so you can see the chat box to get access to it. Now, let me introduce our speaker for today. His name is Wisdom Nwokocha. So, Mr. Wisdom Nwokocha, you're welcome, and also everybody who is in attendance here, you're also welcome. Now, thank you, Mr. Wisdom. All right, the other webinars, the previous series are also online on YouTube. The link will be dropped to you. The link will be dropped on the chat box so that you can also view them to check other previous sessions if you missed them. Now, about Wisdom Nwokocha, he's a software engineer with a computer science degree and has considerable experience in mobile development, such as mobile development, native Android, iOS development, in brackets, Xcode, also a Flutter dev, and is into technical writing. He has worked remotely for over 2 years as an Android developer with a US brand startup, fast, and currently working remotely with a Belgium-based startup called Service. He is currently a participant of the current Google season of Doc 2020, a BTC expert, and also the lead of Adejob, an Android developers community. He has built more than 2 open source libraries, shared technical articles, spoken at so many events, meetup, conferences. He has also facilitated many programs for the Andela learning community and also played a mentor in the program. He finds joy in helping the developer community. Now, every questions or any questions should be asked immediately after he's done. So if you have a question, you can just hold on or write it down. Then after his session, then you're given the opportunity to ask your question. Also note that all microphones should be switched off or muted till after the session. We should be given an opportunity to ask your question directly. So welcome you once again to this project, and handing over to Mr. Wisdom Nwokocha. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you, and welcome once again, everyone. So, like I said, I'm Nwokocha Wisdom. All right, so today we'll be talking about bootstrapping the hackathon project. So, just give me a few minutes. Let me share my screen. Sorry, if you see my screen, just let me know. Okay. All right. Hello, can you see my screen now?
Yeah, it's up.
All right, yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, we can, we can.
Okay, all right. So today we'll be talking about bootstrapping a hackathon
Yes, we
project.
can see it.
All right. So first thing I would like us to understand is what is hackathon, because that is actually what we want to do right now. Sorry, sorry. Oh, sorry for that. Okay, so what is hackathon? Hackathon is also which is also a coding event that brings computer programmers together. So, like what Integrity is about doing is bringing developers together to come and code and solve a particular problem. So that is all about a hackathon. So another thing we just have to have in mind, and for the developers that are involved in the hackathon, is how to prepare for a hackathon, because we need to know how to prepare for the hackathon and actually be the winners of the hackathon. And in this particular hackathon, we just have one team that will be the winner. Okay, so one point which is very, very important you should take note is form a very strong team. The second point we have to take note also is use any technology that will speed up your development. Anyway, I will explain that as we go further. Then the third point is add extra features to the existing ideas. And the fourth one, being the last one, build idea with another technology. So let's talk about the first point, form a strong team. So, we know having a strong team would definitely boost your confidence, build and ship the project faster. So let's say you invite a developer that has, let's say, like 2 months idea okay, let me say he has 2 months idea on Node. You have the other one that have like just few weeks idea on the Android part, and the other one that has, let's say you're working on something that has to do with blockchain, and the blockchain developer is just starting, is a total beginner. Having a strong team, and such a team, so if you have a team of experts, definitely you should have that boost. You will have that confidence that, oh, I don't need to go and check on what this person is doing. I have the confidence that he or she would definitely do it well. So you have a developer that has 2 years experience or 3 years experience or 4 years experience, and you're three, and three of you are having, each person is having more than 3 years experience in their own technologies. So you can see you will have that confidence, you will have that belief that you might come out as winners. So you should form a very strong team. So you don't just go and pick, this is my friend and this is my friend. No, pick people that are very strong, people that has experience, not like the hackathon experience, but in their stack. I know how to build Android apps. You have to know if the person knows it very well. You need to know the person experience in that stack. So you need to form a very strong team. So that's the first point. Then the second point is use any technology that will speed up your development. So hackathon is the competition that requires you to be fast in your development time. So you don't have to, I need to use Node because Node has this or Node will do this. If you know you will use Node and Node will slow you down, use PHP. If you know PHP will slow you down, Python is the best, use Python. So just use, is a competition. You just have to come out first. You just have to build all your features that they want you to build. And if you know this particular technology will help you build it so fast, use it. So shipping features faster. There are some technologies that will help you ship features faster too. So you need to use any technology that will increase your development time. So you don't need to be picky in that particular time. You're choosing, I need Node. Let's use Node because Node has some security and has some this, has some that. You just need to use the one that will help you finish up the requirements in the hackathon and ship it very fast. That's what you need. So that's our second point. Then the third point is add extra features to the existing idea. So it's quite important to add extra features to the existing idea, which will increase your chance of winning the hackathon. Let me give a very simple example. Let's say they give you in the hackathon, they said build an e-commerce app. E-commerce app that will just you go and buy and you sell. Now you brought up, while you're building, you formed an idea in your team that let's add something like an ARO feature that you also use your ARO section to check what you want to buy, it will put it on you and all that, and also add a barcode. Now you've added two different ideas. Now, if you could finish the major the you can, if you finish the main requirements and you go over and add these extra features, and you have 5 submissions and they all did the same thing, they all just finished the requirements without adding extra features, and in your own section you added those features, you can now see that you have every chance of winning it. So try to add extra features. Don't just go and build the particular thing they want you to do and you leave it like that. Try to add something that would make yours much better than others. So that one will try to increase your chances of winning. So the next point, I guess, is the last point. The fourth one is build hackathon idea with another technology. So to stand out among other teams, you will need to go extra step by building your project with another technology. Now, they say the hackathon you have is a web-based. They gave you a web-based idea. Okay, let's build this idea. We want it to be in a web-based form. Now, but you went ahead to build that app to run in Android, to run in iOS, and also run on desktop. So, and like I said earlier, you now have 5 submissions or thereabout or more or less. They are having just the web-based part of the hackathon project submitted, but you brought your own and you submit with the desktop, with the Android, with the iOS. You will see you have so many chances of winning. Now, there was a hackathon I attended. They said it's a web-based, and we went ahead to build a web-based section. And I told my team, let's try our very best to make sure we try to add a little bit of Android because of my stack. So we added the Android section to it. So when we went to when we finished and teams are now presenting, I was so surprised. The last team that went, they added IoT, they added Android, and they added one other Arduino also, including the. Now you see they have like 4 different technologies which they used for that particular project to enhance it. And that idea was more about farming. So with the farming now, the Arduino IoT project hardware was just to be in the farm. If heat is so much in the farm, it will give a notification to your Android, also give a notification to the web. Now they added an idea again, which is the notification, which was not actually in what they wanted in the requirement of the hackathon. So you just have to see a way to get a strong team, like I said earlier, that you will have experts from different technologies that are good and that are ready to work fast and that are also ready to use a technology that would speed up your development time without being picky. So I guess this is all. Yeah, thank you. So I guess this is all for now. Thank you so much. So any questions?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wisdom. So, are there any questions? Anybody that wants to ask a question? Okay, waiting for questions. Also, don't forget that the social media handle, it's in the chat box for maybe if you don't have a question now and maybe you have a question later on, you can still ask the question via our social media platforms or send a direct message to us at hello@techrity.org. So also note that the previous series of the webinar is also online on our YouTube platform too. So you can go ahead and check it out. The YouTube platform is already there in the chat box. So just click on it to get access to the channel. Okay, a question, Mr. Wisdom. What are the tools we can use, like using Bootstrap instead of building from scratch?
This looks like a web a web question. Okay, what are the tools we can use like Bootstrap instead of building from scratch? I'm not a web
From
person, so
scratch.
I
Yeah.
don't think I'm going to give it. Okay, now you have no, I don't know. I don't know if I could recommend WordPress if it's possible, but I'm not a web developer, so I cannot give you the right answer you would need. But you just have to make research on this particular question before you start the hackathon. Try to know the tools that could help you. Okay, tell us one for mobile. Yeah, you have. If you don't want to go with native, that might look too cumbersome for you. You might go through. You can try Ionic. I guess Ionic is faster. You can try Flutter. Flutter is faster too, and because of Flutter, it's cross-platform. So you're building is also running in two different platforms, Android and iOS. So for mobile, you will try Flutter, or Flutter is faster than React Native from what I've heard so far. So Flutter or Ionic. Ionic is just for Android, I guess. So, but just try Flutter. Flutter is faster. So with Flutter, it will help you build faster.
Okay. I don't know if there's anybody that has an answer to that, to the question that was asked previously, to facilitate it via the web. So I don't know, Godwin, Jimmy, can you assist us with that?
Okay, good evening. Okay, so the question again, please. So to clarify, and I'm be sure that I heard it correctly. So the question was, hello,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so repeat the question again,
What are
please.
the tools? Yeah. Yeah, we can. So the question is, what are the tools we can use, like using Bootstrap instead of building from scratch?
Okay, so basically, as a developer who has been working on a series of projects, there is one thing that is advised as a developer. Your kits should already have series of models already put in place, already structured, depend on the stack that you're currently you write. So assuming that I'm supposed to build an application for like what Techrity now is doing, I'm supposed to build an application for like the farmers. I will not have to go and start building authentication system all over again from scratch. I could just go to my Git and pull up an authentication system because it's already there as a template. Assuming I'm supposed to build a dashboard, I will not have to go and start designing a dashboard because on my Git I already have pre-made templates already. So one of the things that instead of as a developer you should have is probably on your Git you should have bit templates broken down into pieces so that once the need come up like this, you can easily pick it up and put it together. As for the use of WordPress to develop hackathon projects, I don't really know much about it. I wouldn't advise that, except for someone who's actually a WordPress developer who understands how to play with WordPress within the confines of WordPress. Else, I will advise you to pick up the pieces from your Git or even on the internet. There are bits and pieces of code stacked here and there. You can pick up these pieces and put them together based on the idea of what is already in your head that you want to build. So, like what our speaker said, building on multiple stacks. The same applies. So assuming you'd want to build whatever you decided to build, there is something for React, there is something for Laravel, there is something for Next. So you just pick up this they're there, they're available on the internet. Just go ahead and look for them and you see bits and pieces of code here and there and they can piece together, even as a team and to be effective.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Godwin, Jimmy. Um, are there any more questions? Okay, don't forget to post on your social media channels using the hashtags that are in the chat. We have Techrity, B for SH Hack 2020. We have hashtag Techrity. We have hashtag SDG9. We have hashtag Build for Informal Sector. Okay.
Also, please, can you
Okay.
highlight team formation? How can teams go about forming teams? Because one of the issues we have noticed is somebody avoiding um, the avoiding the process of taking the lead. So you have several developers on the Slack channel, but no one wants to actually go ahead to take the lead and start organizing people. So how do you form a team? What is the process? How do you take that lead skills? How do you develop yourself? And yeah.
So is it to me?
Yes, it's to you. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I thought
yeah, yeah,
to me.
yeah. Yeah, it's to you.
Okay. You're trying to say how they would have to develop a skill to be a team leader.
Yeah, taking that, developing that leading spirit to organize people. Because if everybody comes as they are looking for a team member, but no one actually wants to gather persons to. So you need somebody to take that lead.
Okay, all right. That's a very nice question. All right. So first of all, you just have to believe that you're a leader yourself, because you know being a leader, it's something that is very difficult. Like, let me say it's very underrated, because people think it's just go and tell people do this and do that, and whatever comes in you just enjoy it. It's not more like that. So it's something that we do in our daily lives. Majorly when you're being another brother, you can know how to control your younger ones, and probably your younger friends outside your house too. So if you bring that to technology, you could see that there are certain persons that within themselves, they don't really have that ability to go further without the assistance of somebody. They don't actually know how to control their emotions. So you just have to believe that you can actually understand people. Because if within yourself you feel you can understand people, there is no need taking up the team lead, because team leading is not for everybody. So I wouldn't want to tell people, hey, just go and try it, because you might go and try it, and it's going to kind of, let's say, turn out against you, because you might go there and you're the type that is you're quick to anger and you don't really endure stuff, but you're trying to endure to see if you could endure, and people keep bringing bad response to you and all that. I could remember I in the last hackathon we did, I would say I'm the team lead. So everything went well because I tried my best to understand my teammates. I tried my best to know their weak points and know their strengths. So before you want to be a team lead, try to know the particular team members you want to work with. Know them very well. Know their weaknesses. Know their strengths. Because when you don't know their weaknesses and their strengths, you will definitely things are going to go wrong. So much about team lead is just know how to control your emotions and know how to contain other people's emotions and know how to contain whatever they give you or whatever they send to you, because definitely it's going to come up. Let me give an instance. In a situation where you are having just a day left to submit your project and you've not done anything. On your own part, you've built something and your teammates, they have not really given you the response you want. They have not really built, okay, let's say you give them a section to build and they've not done anything about that. And you're just having a day left to submit your project. At that moment, some people that cannot control their emotions, you might flame up, like everything will just scatter and you will not even submit any project. You're like, everybody will go their separate ways. So you did this and you did that, and I've been working on this. People start bringing up emotions. And when it comes to hackathon, that is something that has a timeline. You just have to work very fast and you just have to keep your emotions aside. So my advice is, if you want to take up that position as a team lead, try to know your teammates' weaknesses and also know their strengths. So with that, you would know that, okay, this person, this is his weakness. He doesn't work that fast. You now know. So if he's not fast, you won't get angry. But when you don't know their weakness, that he's a little bit slow, you will definitely to turn out to something else. So that's it. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, that's very good. That's a very good one. Because that's why I asked the question. It's what we have observed from organizing the hackathon. So it's a very necessary skill, and this skill is something that's required for remote work, because most of the time you are not being watched over and you are left on your own in your houses and in your workspaces. So if without this skill, without having the ability to lead, you really find it difficult to prosper in your team, because it's a very needed skill. And developers, we'll look at setting up webinars to talk about social skills. Developers should look at um, developing their leading skills. It's very important, because these are what remote companies will be looking for. These are the skills they will be looking for in this post-COVID world. So thank you very much for answering that question. Gloria, funny enough, this has turned into a question and answer for wisdom. I hope you don't mind.
Question.
Okay, no problem, no problem. It's all right.
Okay, Gloria, do you have anything to input concerning team formation and yeah? Hello, Gloria. Okay, seems Gloria is not available. Over to you, Louis.
Okay. Okay. I want to emphasize on something. The this hackathon, um, this is built for informal sector hackathon, SDG9. Now, it came to my understanding that some persons actually thought they can actually get or develop or design for something from SDG1 to SDG9. But when we are talking about SDG9, we mean infrastructure, industrial innovation, and infrastructure. So anything you're coming up with in the hackathon should be in line with industrial innovation and infrastructure.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
I
Sorry, I want to input this. Also, mentors have been
okay.
added to each teams. Each team member should try to work with their mentors, because the reason for adding mentors to the teams are so they don't work alone, and they also have guidance. And also, at the end of the during the project submission, you'll be required to submit a pitch alongside your project. So um, teams should work on bootstrapping a good pitch, because a good pitch without a good pitch can also make you win without having an actual all your futures working on the MVP. So please, team members, team leads should endeavor to work with their mentors that have been assigned to them. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you, Louis.
Okay, thank you very much. So immediately the end of this session, the video would be uploaded to our YouTube channel. The link is already in the chat box. So for those of us that don't have access to it or that'll be watching later on, the link will also be shared to our Twitter, social media platforms. So you can go ahead and also check the previous sessions. Okay, thank you everybody. Thank you, Mr. Wisdom Nwokocha. We are really, really grateful. Thank you, everybody that attended this particular webinar series. Thank you, Techrity, and God bless you. So you can still post questions to our social media channels, and any information you want would be on the social media platforms and also our website, techrity.org. All right, thank you, everybody.
Yeah,
Have a nice day.
thank you. Also, the Git and GitHub will be we're having another webinar on Git and GitHub and how to submit your project. So some persons have been complaining that the process for submission is too cumbersome. So we'll have another speaker to explain in practical terms how to submit your project on GitHub. So that will happen on Saturday. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Bye.